So I realized that I read, both Boruto and DBS. I could have done a read along with you guys, like I've done many moons ago, but I decided not to. And you know what? It's good because there's a lot that I want to catch up on, and I don't want to dedicate all of this like a read along. Like, who do I think I am, Seth the programmer? I love the intro thing to this game, man. It's just like, it makes me want like a mango drink for whatever reason. I guess it's all the colors, but let me see. But yeah, I'm relieved that the new like Dragon Ball Super epilogue that they added, it doesn't drag things out too quickly. Like Carmine tried to do something where he set up what's his face, Trunks and Goten, like the Great Saiyaman Gaiden dudes against fucking Gohan, and like, oh, we know each other. Oh, this is a misunderstanding. Fucking Son Goku gets the TLDR of Dragon Ball Super, and what's his face, Vegeta runs down on Broly. So it seems they're trying to like speed this along, which I like the expedited process. It feels more like Kishimoto and Prime Naruto, where the pacing was fast, but it left room for an anime adaptation to drag the pacing down to like absolute molasses speed. Okay, so I actually did a little bit of prior research, where I'm supposed to go. So if you recall, the Elves pyramids, they also were forest-oriented, so that should have been my hint of where I needed to go, instead of like a cardinal direction. Oh wow, this OST is amazing. But, aside from that, I like the humor, I like the writing. It does seem like Akira Toriyama humor that he would have wanted. And all these like power-ups now that we're getting, it's based off like the psychology of the fighters, like how in tune they are with their emotions, and these type of things rather than the typical well, I'm just gonna use God Key, master this like condensation of energy kind of thing that kind of framed early DBS. Like the transformations are actually built around their character development at this point. But I think that's kind of the intention anyway, like Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue were effectively these guys regressing a little so that they can progress with some of their later feats of power. Okay, so these little kids, So they're trying to showcase that Tim might legitimately be built differently. Which, okay. I don't doubt that. Variable. I kind of like seeing Trunks throw a fit when fucking what was it, Carmine of all people tried to like egg him on, be like, oh, you scared, right? You chicken. Like he's some Marty McFly ass dude. Old people love doing that shit. A boss battle right off the jump. Could you imagine if we had a boss fight in Elf Curry in Wild Arms 1? Instead we got the Abyss. Yeah, I hate them little ass kids. Specifically the other two. Tony's alright, because he was just keeping everyone in line, but they were just standing there for a while, man. Like, they had no sense of danger. Okay, I should have reloaded. I mean, all I really did was summarize it. I can see these guys like reach the apex of their power so that this whole DBS shit can come to an end. I wouldn't mind, because while I like DBS, I do think it's overdue for a climax. Like, I kind of like the idea of Dragon Ball being like this finished story, where people are just trying to take more and more morsels out of it. Because, really, when you get down to it, Budokai Tenkaichi, that series epitomized that, like, era of people just wanting more. You know, that was a good era, man. Raging Blast 2, man. The Fiend era. I think if DBS, the manga ended, and Saint Mark the anime did, it would be in a similar boat, because the fanbase quickly went into Dragon Ball AF mode. But, you know, the new writing is kind of fanficky already. It's just not as bad as, like, actual Dragon Ball fanfic. So, where characters start getting out of character for no reason. You don't get that Akira Toriyama humor. It's all just like grim, dark, alpha men, Chads fighting type stuff. Get done with that bayonet. But I think around now, like, after like a Black Frieza arc, maybe a Universe 6 arc, because people keep whining about not getting that. Then I think people will be satisfied with the state of BBS. Since the 2020s when I started streaming this, I've always complained about wanting to see Zalama. I do believe we'll probably get something like that eventually too. That's just some interesting lore that I want to see flesh out. I should be using my guns. When you have this like dragon that has the power to like destroy 12 universes at once, you think, you know what? I want to see how nasty this dude is. I want to see if he's like a green Namekian dude. I want to see if he's like a golden one. Maybe he just looks like Orange Piccolo by default. Or when Piccolo turned light skin. The Boruto chapter was a little bit more exciting because it had so much going on with Mitsuki in hot pursuit. Oh wow, look at this. You fucking sleep Kawaki, which Reddit was loving that. Cause the dude was like gone. He was in like Betty Buys mode. It's like when Tentacion was knocked the fuck out by Rob Stone's goon. Which then again, Kawaki does give me XXX Tentacion vibes. Especially with the way he treats Ida now, like, you know, I'm pretty mixed when it comes to X. I'm not in that, like, fuck X camp, but I'm also aware, you know, these are things that he probably did. And he has a history on camera of doing wild stuff. But yeah, that just kind of lends to like the Kawaki vibe, and I like Kawaki as a character so much, but I also like seeing him get sleeped. That was like satisfying. Shikamaru showing us his intelligence. I'm digging it. Cause I'm tired of like Shikamaru just being like an angry hard ass. Use some of that brain. Use it in 2022, I like that. He used it a little bit last year, but nah, this time around I'm really feeling it. And he's coming through as Naruto's homie. You know what? I had a feeling that you're still alive, so So you know, omnipotence is not really like a joke. More people are in agreement to the idea that Naruto is alive somewhere than there are people that think that Boruto is probably actually Naruto's son. You know, the dude who looks like him, has his jutsu, has the appropriate karma mark. Has a name that just looks like his name. Has whiskers like him. They're not gonna let me charge that up. Okay, so I just select that one. It doesn't want to get shown up by the previous game. It's so interesting that Wild Arms 2 did the whole you can switch characters thing, but it goes right back to you got your core cast and you can't really swap them out with Wild Arms 3 and with 4 if I recall correctly. Although the remake to 1 does kind of like open that back up. Same with 5. Yeah, how do they make the money to operate a terrorist organization like this? The Akatsuki were able to do it because Kakuzu was handling the finances as a bookkeeper and he was completing missions for the bingo book. In fact, they kind of had like a reserve of money that they got by cornering the market with wholesale prices before they even began capturing some city thieves. I thought they wiped out Orange. Yeah, they privatized. That's the libertarian fantasy right there. Yeah, they've been hyping up this Regard the Left looking motherfucker. This is a nerd. Well, they might actually be bounty hunters on the low, just based off of that weakest dude that we fought. He just gives me a bounty hunter vibe. So that's probably how they're able to get the bread to keep functioning as an organization, despite the fact that they're like all they're really doing is terrorist activities. Well, they just like announced their MO, but even their headquarters is like expensive as hell to operate. Okay, so it's in the forest. Silverland Castle. Let's get some static first, because I want to fill up the bestiary. Oh wow, they started at level 12, so I can just use magic now, instead of wasting everybody's time. I do like all the stuff about the Shinju as well, from the previous chapter. Just the idea of an ethnogenesis of a new race is kind of interesting. We consider Naruto and its like obsession with clans and things of this nature. The idea of a new genetically distinctive group forming. Oh, it's interesting stuff, especially when you consider the possible ramifications of it. They're ridiculously overpowered, like... Oh, this might actually be bad. Let me see. Ooh. Don't get affected by that, because otherwise you're screwed. So I'm trying to recall, do they eventually come in? Yeah, it's all starting to come together. I mean, that is scary. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess around with this world map for a little while. If that's something that could happen, like, I thought I was gonna have to use the PlayStation, like, rewind feature. I'd be a coward, but nope. I just had to, like, hold it down for a little bit. It's interesting, it's like this organization effectively kickstarted liberalism where like NGOs start to act as like a fighting wing of the government that acts independently of said government, but still like fulfills its wishes. I mean, he could make some claims, like, this doesn't have to be an indefinite contract. There could be, like, stipulations, like, well, as long as that contract, like, stays at the minimum for as long as, like, Odessa still exists. Once they fall apart, then there could be an extension if you like our services. Otherwise, not. And there could be like a time limit. Like if it takes us too long to deal with Odessa, then you could just say, you know what, we don't like your results and the stuff that you're doing as a negative externality. We're ripping this contract out. We're not renewing it. You're gonna have like a dude who can barely walk do this for you. Okay, so it's to the east. I like that this guy is dropping heat. Sometimes NPCs in this game just aren't really that useful, but still gotta like try, I guess. Okay, I'll leave it alone because I don't want to be an asshole. I've been thinking about maybe trying Final Fantasy 1 again, just the pixel remaster, because I saw Diego stream it, kind of gave him some pointers. And, you know, he was previously Dean Vice. I'm tempted to, like, try it again, because when I Let's Played it, it was the Dawn of Souls version, and really Dawn of Souls and Anniversary, I feel like that's not the real Final Fantasy 1 experience. That's kind of a watered down one. It's good, and there's aspects of it that I like a hell of a lot more than OG, but Pixel Remaster seems like the perfect like mix between later re-releases that add more to the OST and OG one, all the things that made it charming with that type of Kazuko Shibuya art. I want to give that a shot. Especially because I rank Final Fantasy 1 so highly among like Final Fantasies, but like I'm ranking it based off of my experiences with the gentrified version. I played the NES version that my father beat in his youth, and like I fell asleep playing it. And I like this in old school games when they have like no OST to create tension. It's a device that we've become critical of, but it's actually a good thing. Imagine this guy's sticking his finger in other people's porridges, their farinas, their oatmeals. That was a complex move he just did right there. He just like ran to her side, turned, and then like pushed her out. Did like a dive. Oh, careful with that. That's how I lost mine yesterday. I'm stuck with a backup. I like this. They're not giving us dungeons. They're just giving us like straight static. These guys want to be Mega Team characters so badly. Okay, I'll hit this. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave the crystal alone. What if it's valuable? Like if I leave that thing behind, I can pawn it. Yeah, I desperately need to go to a town. Hold on, do I have like a status restorative item for that? This guy's supposed to be poison based, but so far the only status ailment he inflicted is paralysis. Okay, now he's bringing out the poison guns. Shoot. Shoot. Lilica is just out for the count. I didn't know that thing would be so long lasting. Okay, well, you know what? Where's the heat cell? Oh, I use that with an item? They call it pixie dust now. Get up out of here with that. the antidote item. So going back to both those chapters, I think the one that won out for me is probably gonna be like Boruto, just because of like the density, but DBS is good this time. DBS was good because like we thought it was gonna waste our time. It didn't. It provided a connective tissue, a necessary connective tissue. Son Goku and Vegeta are aware of Gohan's new transformation, even like Piccolo's new transformation most likely. While they haven't seen it for themselves, they felt the power in the case of like Gohan. Okay, a little bit of his Nine Tails Jinchuriki powers came through. Boruto just had like so much going for it. We're gonna get like a good fight next chapter. We already got some cool fight choreography with fucking Boruto using the flying Raijin on his sword to like avoid getting bit by the snake and getting slept like Kawaki. Using the principle of Sasuke's Amenote Jikara, which he's using flying Raijin in his own way, and I guess for like regular combat, he's just as good as his grandfather, but when it comes to going to other time spaces, then that's where things become a problem. Yeah, but he still hasn't used his karma abilities, and yet he's still this nasty with it. I think they're probably gonna just hold it back until it's just time for him to fight Kawaki. And that means that we're never gonna see this dude at 100%. He's always gonna be holding back just a little bit. Because he wasn't really going out against Code or even against the Karmas, which people are like, oh, he got owned by them. No, he was mostly being on the defensive in that fight, and he only really like extended against that Sasuke Karma dude just to repel his Chidori. Anyway, just to like confirm it for himself, most likely. Yeah, we need bullets in the chamber, but actually I have some bullet clips. Lilica is gone. Nope. She only looked like that. She just woke up. Okay, bullet load. I'm gonna put this on you. It's a bit wasteful, but at least they give us light. No Wi-Fi here. That makes sense. We probably no encounters here because inside a cell, but there's also no save point here, so I'm thinking like something. Yeah, it's that strange contraption over there. So how do I get to it? I feel like I'm not really thinking about this long enough. So imagine if I could just use a jail card. Oh, this is the second prison break in this game, I just realized. I think it's like an interesting like mark. I don't know if that's just a lighting effect though. Oh, wait, what? Okay, with a little bit of pattern recognition, I was able to perceptively get out of there, but it took a little while. Oh. Come on, let's go to the right. Anything else interesting here? Okay. Right there. I am gonna eventually have to play Final Fantasy 1 again because even though I don't care for trying out the other entries one more time, one, I feel like I have the most incomplete assessment of that one because I played a remake of it that is not like a good representation of its strengths. Start firing away. That polar bear looking one probably gets hit really hard. Maybe I'll give Final Fantasy 6 a chance because, well, 4 and 6 actually, I feel like they're better than their OG version just because so much of it was removed in localization, like the Dark Knight abilities Cecil used to have. But man, I'm thinking about it. We used to clown on how often Final Fantasy IV would get these like re-releases, like complete, free remake and advanced. Now there's pixel remasters. People used to say, "Oh, that's the one people like more in Square than 7 apparently, because it's always getting remastered." But no, that's probably because Takashi Tokita is just, you know, an OG member that stayed with the staff, and he probably has pull to get all these versions of Final Fantasy IV. I'm just carrying my ACL all over the place. Six is like, I don't like what Woolsey did for 6 at all. Like, I used to be, you know, big in the I like Woolsey thing, but that was when I was playing Chrono Trigger and reading the Kefka lines in Final Fantasy 6 like a cringe lord, but I'm not like that anymore. Like, I am tired of that dude's like work. To this day. What in the front software is this? I feel like you should be able to slide down there. Let me leave and then come back, see if it readjusts. Really like tight. I was trying to step to the side, I don't know. I think it was because I got locked up my phone. what a petty riddle, but... I thought it was lighter for a moment. First of all, what am I doing? Let me actually engage in the encounters here. Now I gotta just pump some of these points into attack. Nothing like your... Oh, that lady's praying. She is scared. I can't just run through. I gotta like take it out with some setbacks. Yeah, it acts as a wall. So her translation is the wonkiest. You can still inflict status elements on you. see if I can raise my FP just by attacking. I want to actually see every move. Okay, now you're getting bold with it. I like that. Come on. Let's see how strong this is. Oh no, he's doing the Cosmos like boob shot stuff. Oh, it has like a limited term. I feel like that's a little anticlimactic, but it probably didn't expect me to like drag it out. This was supposed to be like a badass moment where I just like easily killed the thing, but I was focused on this crystal, and then I started to like try to see what I could do with his full toolkit at the moment. So I dragged things out a bit. But I kind of like it. It feels more like old school Dragon Ball where like there's twists and turns. Like, oh, this thing wasn't what finished us. You had to do like a clutch Kobe moment. Yeah, he has the same curse as that old hero from the past who also sealed Lord Blazer within herself. Effectively, this would be as if we had to seal Siegfried within ourselves instead of just using his power. Yeah, I want to play like a more faithful Final Fantasy 1. Before like I update my like top 16 list. Well, it's a top 15 list, but I gotta add in Final Fantasy 16 when I get my hands on it. I'm gonna leave it alone. Give someone like a panic attack. Okay, so unlike Rudy from Wild Arms 1, these guys saw a taste of his power and they didn't get in their feelings about it. They're like, oh no, this guy, we're grateful. He saved our ass. And he looked cool doing it too. Call it naivety, but in this case it's kind of a good thing. We never got to fight Judecca himself. I mean, I was able to defeat him without having to do it in that form, so it would have been possible for us to do it while, like, in base, but let me think about that some more, because I did have to do, like, 40k or, like, 300, like, something K in order to really like loosen him up before fighting him in base solo. But then again, he didn't try to like paralyze us. That would have probably made things a lot harder. I don't think he knows about our supernatural, like, powers. This guy is just all about the politics stuff. I guess he's the equivalent of their Devil Forge Master. Tonight I want you with me. That sounds so wrong, man. So this is the start of chapter 3. I didn't realize this game had like a chapter-based format when I first played it. I mean, it's episodic. Not as episodic as Wild Arms 1, though, but... Oh, you haven't wiped out a single member of that fiendish four. You know, while you can clown on this lady for making it about herself, I have been in that position before where it's like, if the vibe is different, then I get uncomfortable. He was gonna be like healthy and upfront about, you know, having the word Blazer inside of him. But she's like, you know what, I gotta go. That is so annoying. Because, you know, I've been that like worry wart, but I've also been like willing to listen to the other person and communicate. Ashley is showcasing that he's willing to do those things and still yeah, 2 prison breaks, man, that's crazy. I'm enjoying it, man. I love me a good prison break. Okay, it's Night Blazer for now. I remember this black dude who made like political content, and he used to do gaming content called Lord Blazer. I would like oscillate between following and unfollowing him, or subbing and unsubscribing. So they're kind of giving us the game pretty early on, but it's not the full story, of course. Alright, well, he was about to, but now he has to keep it a secret because this guy told him to. Swallow your damn tongues, basically. I guess refurbished is like a better word than new. Lost technology. Shouldn't we be making more alliances with other nations? We only made one. That gives us more ground to cover, but it's still not really enough. Or is the arms race just that much more important? Pun not intended. Oh, you know what? Irving should probably deal with it himself anyway. I hate the way you move around here. It's kind of like a horseshoe thing. I just want something a bit more linear. But it does make sense. I will give it that. Like, I shouldn't be complaining so hard about this aspect. I should give that town another review now that I can access some of its stuff, but maybe I should like reload. Well, first I'll do PSS stuff. Speak to Tony a little bit. It actually advises not to up his physical attack, but I prefer the symmetry of having them all kind of like work on the same stuff. And then for you, it's actually up magic attack. Wow, so this is actually on the easier end. Who'da thunk it? So physical is valued more than magic, although now that I think about it, a lot of enemies with magic-based stuff in the early game, it's not that hard hitting, it's just like AoEs that inflict status ailments and maybe do like fixed damage based on your percentile of health. That makes sense. Oh, his name is Tim. Alright, that's good. Go check this town out. Oh, it's a prison. I'm sure there's good stuff there. This is what I'm trying to get to. now there's a populous town. So actually take a look and see what they have in terms of weaponry and armor as well. Okay, let's see. So you only sell weapons. Is there like an armor store? That's like arms, but that's like guns, effectively. I'm talking about... What's this mystery shop? Okay. Let me do the calculations in my head. For these three, I don't have to think about like levels as hard as I previously have. Don't throw knives in. Kid's obsessed with trying to become a hero. I was like that too as a kid, so even now I'm still shonen pills. Nothing in your cupboards worth stealing? Quit yapping. I both love that yapping stuff. You're addicted to that. Okay, so your landmark is inaccessible and in a state of disrepair. Memo pen. What can I do with that? Thought this guy had like a chronic illness that messed with his ability to see. So I guess even though he's like an old dude, he's not like in permanent like floater mode to where he can only see like 25% of what like a normal person can. Just scan around. I talk about yapping, but that's what I do when I do these like manga reviews. At least I didn't yap about One Piece. Oh shit, Ashley and Brad have the same number of hit points. That's crazy. Let's see how one of your punches hits now. It's a bit chunkier. The only reason I haven't skipped it for Ashley, the physical attack stat, is because I actually really want everyone to be in line, that's all. You know what? That's actually a really good drop. Duplicator, that right there is really good. How many duplicators do I have? Just that one, so I'll use it. Let me check how much time I've been running on this. I was thinking of calling it a night, but then I saw that it was like only for an hour 40. I don't think that's enough time to be streaming. These games are so dense that an hour 40 feels like what I'd be doing in like 4 hours of Tactics Ogre, 6 hours of Tactics Ogre, really. There's something to appreciate about that level of density for content, but I also have to consider maybe the best course of action for me would be to stream, what's his face, a little bit of Ever Crisis instead. You know what, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my Ever Crisis in for the week. It's worthwhile anyway. So, I guess I'll see you there.